Gluing up a project seems pretty straightforward. You put the glue on, you put the clamps on, bam.
Exactly. But once you get the clamps off and your project's close to finish, you might notice an issue. And that's where some of these glue myths come in. And one I hear about a lot is something called glue creep, or what people refer to as glue creep.
Yeah, and that's when you've glued up a panel, say like this tabletop, and you get done with it and you feel across the joint lines and it feels like there's a raised ridge, maybe some hardened glue, and that something's wrong, right?
Exactly. But what that actually is it's generally caused by sanding the project too quickly after you glue it up. You know, the glue has moisture in it,
right?
So that water in the glue actually swells the fibers of the wood around that glue joint. Now, if you rush through, take the clamps off, we all want to get the project done, and you start sanding immediately, you're actually sanding away those swollen fibers. So after a few days, once that moisture has actually left the wood, you're actually left with a surface that's slightly sunk around that line of glue that we just applied. So to avoid that, we really just have to wait a couple of days to sand after we take the clamps off.
So the real key here is patience. Now, one of the other glue myths that you'll hear is that when you're putting two pieces of wood together, you gotta put glue on both of those pieces and then bring them together.
Exactly, and that's one of those instances that more glue is not necessarily better, because really, you just need a very, very thin layer between the two mating surfaces to give you a good joint.
Yeah, so if you end up putting glue on both surfaces, what often ends up with is that the glue gets scraped off or squeezes out, and you're left with a giant mess. Not only on your work surface, but your work pieces, and that can affect your finish, how much cleanup work you have to do later on. So save yourself some aggravation and just put glue on one side and get those parts put together. Cleaning up and dealing with some of these glue myths not only makes your work better, but helps you enjoy that time that you're spending in your shop and results in better looking projects.